Hi there, I'm Katie Cowan, and this is the Creative Boom podcast. This is in fact my final episode for season 1, so I'm feeling pretty emotional right now. I have found this journey to really get me through what has been a very challenging year for many of us. I hope that I've been able to provide you with a little bit of light and love and happiness on a weekly basis through talking to creatives from all walks of life, whether established or just starting out on their journey. So thank you for listening and joining me on this adventure, and I hope you'll come back for season 2, details of which I'll reveal later this year. My next guest is Kofi Nelson. He's a multidisciplinary artist based in Manchester. He's just graduated from the University of Salford with a degree in graphic design, and now he's just out here in the big world trying to find his way, as he puts it. He first actually got into design during high school, where one of his GCSEs was in the subject, and he got an A. He thought, oh, I must be good at this, so I should keep going. A few weeks after finishing his GCSEs, he started to mess about with music production software, making terrible music, of course, his words, not mine. But he thought he was the best music he was making in the world. Fast forward 4 years, and he's collaborated with musicians locally as well as internationally. He's branded and released his first EP. He's built and launched his own website and created the music for a documentary series. Without further ado, here is my last and final guest for season 1, Kofi, who came across to my house in South Manchester to have a cup of tea and talk about his career so far. I'm here with my next guest, Kofi. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Thanks for coming round to my house.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
It's just really nice to have somebody else in my house other than my husband, Tom, which sounds a little bit inappropriate, but no, it's just like, oh my God, another human.
Yeah.
Yeah, how have you been coping this year with everything that's been happening?
I've been okay, just trying to stay calm, relaxed. I've got into meditation. I got into that maybe sometime late last year.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult though, because with meditation, they normally talk about how you should try and relax, try and control your breathing, but also when it comes to the thoughts that come into your head, don't try and get rid of them. It's okay to have thoughts, but just let them be. Don't try and, like I said, get rid of them. Just
don't dwell on them. Just let them go out. I read a really good bit of like an explanation about meditation, and it was a bit like, it's like imagining a train going in one ear and going out the other and just carrying all those thoughts out. And that's how I kind of meditate. But I'm really fidgety, and I make that excuse and say, oh, I could never meditate. But, you know, I've just started to get into a bit of yoga. I do yoga with Adrienne. She's really cool, American. I think she's American, she might be Canadian, but she's got this really soothing voice. And I found that without realising, I've actually done a bit of meditation, because I'm a bit of a rebel, because I'll be like, I don't like to have to force myself to sit still, because I'm like, I can never stop. I'm really fidgety and I'm like, I want to, I haven't got the patience. So how do you sit there and find the patience?
To be honest, I only do it for 5 minutes.
All right, okay.
I put a timer on my phone, and I just sit on the bed, I cross my legs, close my eyes, and just try and keep still. Because it's only 5 minutes, so I'm like, okay, let me just try 5 minutes, and then after that.
Apparently, there's a really good program by Sam Harris.
Okay.
He has a podcast as well, and that is supposed to be amazing. Tom said, my husband Tom, he got into that last year, and then kind of, you know, life gets busy and you forget and you stop prioritizing these little things that you try and introduce into your schedule. And he's just announced last night, because I'm getting so many good benefits from this yoga. He said, right, I'm going to start doing my daily meditation practice again. And so it was interesting to hear you say that, because I've been asking a lot of friends and people over the last couple of weeks, how have you coped? You know, because we've come out of lockdown, and I suppose in my mind, very naively, I kind of had this hope that would be it. Okay, so we'd be all right now. But there's still the virus out there, and it's still carrying on. So, and you've just graduated. How does that feel?
It's weird. It doesn't feel like I have graduated, because we kind of just stopped. Everything just stopped. And we're like, okay, work from home now. We'll do like Zoom, or we'll do Microsoft Teams. But it's weird. It just feels like it didn't didn't finish or didn't end properly. And I was looking forward to it. Like at the start of the year, that was the one thing I was looking forward to. So to know that we were not doing it anymore is not nice.
Yeah, exactly. Because I suppose we all, when we go to university, we always have that lovely goal in mind where we'll be able to celebrate with our friends and throw our kind of graduation hats in the air. I'm sure there'll be a party at some point next year. Hopefully a chance for you guys to all get together, because you went to Salford University.
Salford University.
Yeah. What's that like? What's the graphic design course like there?
It's nice. It's a big course. It's not as big as some other courses. Like I'm hearing like psychology courses can be like over 100 people, but our course was about, I think, like 65 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was a good course.
That's nice though, because you can get to know everybody.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was the type of person I'd just speak to anyone. Like I'm open for a conversation with anyone. I've always been like that anyway. So yeah, I would just speak to other people. How are you getting on with your work? What projects are you doing? And then just asking for feedback or giving other people feedback or whatever.
You're already doing what a lot of people take, 10 years to figure out, especially if they go freelance and become a designer that way. Yeah. The networking and the making contacts and the giving and the giving back. That kind of goes a long way. And it's done you quite well in terms of getting to where you are now. But you're not just a designer that's just graduated and what just looking for a job maybe, but you're also a music producer, musician.
Yeah. So I got into that probably let's say 4 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, my sister. It's because of my sister, really.
Oh, okay.
So she has a really old iPad, and one day I picked it up and I noticed this app on the iPad called Launchpad.
Yeah.
So it's like a music production app. So it came with a load of pre-installed sounds on there. So I was just messing around with some of the sounds, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I could probably get into this. And then probably about a week later, I was trying to take the music I made on the app, and then I was putting it on YouTube and all these places, SoundCloud.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I could really get into this. So that's where it all started, in my bedroom at home. Yeah.
So you've been doing that and studying graphic design.
Yeah.
And you've just graduated with honours.
Yeah.
But you haven't told us the whole story, because I got the impression over email and our little Instagram chats. You're quite a humble guy. And actually what you've done is you've collaborated with musicians, not just locally, but all over the place. Mm-hmm. And I think, because I do my research and it might sound a little bit stalky, but I noticed there was an Instagram post where you said, I'm in a club and they're playing my tune.
Okay, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I forget about moments like that, actually. Yeah.
Well, we all do, don't we? I suppose it's sometimes hard to imagine, all the things we achieve, I don't know, personally, Creative Boom's got a lot of people going on it now. And when people say to me, you must be quite proud of that. I'm like, Yeah. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
So who have you collaborated with then? What are the kind of musicians?
Okay, so the music I make, it's hard to describe. When I first started, it was a lot of EDM music, because I was listening to a lot of artists like Disclosure and Duke Dumont and Azari and Avicii.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was who I was listening to at the time. So I started to naturally make EDM music.
Yeah.
Also, that's kind of like the default genre that was on the iPad when I first started making music.
Yeah.
But as the years went on, I went through different phases of listening to different music, and I went through my whole Tupac obsession phase to the point where I listened to all of his albums, and I'd look into different theories, whether he's alive or he's not alive, or all that type of stuff. So
went down a very big...
So then I became obsessed with that, and then I kind of looked more into hip hop. And then I started to make that type of music, so hip hop instrumentals, and then R&B instrumentals, and then maybe I try and fuse the two of them together.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. This is where we're going to, reveal our age gap, and I'm probably going to embarrass myself and you. But, when I was sort of a teenager, I started hanging around with a bunch of lads. And they sort of introduced me to hip hop. Okay. And at the time it was kind of 1994, 95.
Okay.
So it was a lot of stuff like Tribe Called Quest and EPMD and KRS-One. And so I grew up with all of that in the sort of 90s and have taken it with me ever since. And I kind of left university, graduated. Obviously, I've kept an eye on things. Oh, and I also really heavily got into jungle. Okay. So I know I'm very familiar with Disclosure. I feel like I'm like doing okay here. But it's true. It's not everybody who's 41 like me will say that they've like not prioritized music over the last kind of 20 years. But I understand what they say when people sort of get stuck in a kind of era. Maybe they're teenage years, they're kind of coming of age years, and they might try and listen to new music and they might try and get into new stuff. But I am so stuck in the 90s and I really need to get out of that really, because I need to sort of learn some new kind of and I need your, guidance. Is what I'm trying to say. Because like I'm I talk to my brother and he's 7 years younger than me. So he's a little bit more in touch, I think, with what's going on musically. But I kind of started a business in 2007 and just started working and kind of forgot. And it's really, it's quite sad actually that you forget these things that you loved and cherished. So you're doing this kind of, you've got this kind of career ahead of you that, well, I suppose you're kind of at a crossroads, aren't you? Because you've got graphic design, which you said you studied at GCSE, is that right?
So I studied that at GCSE. I started that, year 10.
Yeah. And then music as well.
Music as well, that started 2 years after.
Yeah. And the two kind of come together because you've been designing the record sleeves, the kind of for Spotify, I would presume these days. Are any of your kind of tracks being turned into vinyl?
No.
Is it all just digital?
It's all just digital, yeah.
Okay, this is how old I am.
Yeah, like I've never actually used a record player or anything. Like it wasn't until I think like last year I realised that when you move the needle, you change the song. Yeah. That to me was like
this
crazy,
makes me feel a little bit better. I've retained a little bit of coolness. My husband Tom used to DJ and he's still got his Technics upstairs in the attic with about 1,000 records, which he's been saying for the last 20 years he's going to go through and scale down and just keep kind of the ones that he really kind of cherishes. And they're all up there and they're so heavy and they're just all over all these shelves. And I'm just like, will you please buy a new mixer so we can go through some of these records and see what's what? So, if you ever want to go and have a look, I'm sure there's some classics in there. So when did you get into music? What?
So that was in 2016.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so literally just after I finished my GCSEs.
Right, okay.
And then I had that 6-week period between high school and college.
Right.
So I had 6 weeks to basically just mess around.
Play
around and see what I could make, yeah. So within like a couple of weeks, I was putting stuff on YouTube and stuff like that. But they weren't very good. Like I listen to them now and I'm like, oh my gosh, what was that? Because you when you look back, you can see how far you've come.
Yeah, so, definitely. There's a really good bit of advice, isn't there? What was it? It was like, if you're not embarrassed by what you did before, then you're not improving.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
So, what was the last bit of music that you made that you're kind of like, yeah, I'm really proud of that?
As in most recently?
Yeah.
Probably last week.
Yeah.
Last week, yeah. So a new album came out by a R&B artist called Summer Walker. And I've been listening to her music for a while. And on the day it came out, I had this like kind of feeling that I wanted to make something in the style of her production.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, no matter what, after I listen to this album, I'm going to make something. And I already had a few ideas in my head. And then what I did is I found my favorite song off the album. I put it into my music software. And then what I did is I built the instrumental. I tried to like recreate it around the song. So that way it matches the vocals and it has the same feeling. So I was proud because I've not really done stuff like that before.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah.
It's nice to push ourselves, isn't it? And kind of try new things.
Exactly.
And then be quite happy with how it turns out, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned a sister.
A sister, yeah.
Is that just all you have in your siblings or?
I've got an older sister, so 10 years older.
Wow.
And then I've got 2 younger brothers. One of them is 6. He's about to turn 7. And then one of them has just turned 4.
Oh, they're great ages.
Yeah,
so do they look up to you?
They look up to me. They love me so much. Every time I see them, they run over to me, hug me, kiss me, everything. They want to hear all my music. They're like, go and play it. And I could sit there for hours and just
show them how it works.
You show them how it works, yeah.
And do you think you've got other budding musicians in the family then?
Yeah. So my dad used to play. He used to play piano in Sandals in Jamaica because he's from Jamaica originally.
Right. Okay.
So he used to play at the hotel.
Right. Is that it's the kind of holiday resort? Isn't
Holiday
it for couples,
resort,
honeymoons?
So, they always advertise that place on.
God, they make it look amazing, don't they?
Yeah,
I remember watching those adverts when I was a kid, thinking, "Oh my God, I hope I can get to go there one day."
Yeah. So.
Are you originally from Manchester?
Originally, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So you can just go to uni on your doorstep.
Exactly.
And families nearby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's really lucky. A lot of people go to university with a kind of priority to get away as far away as possible from their family and go and experience somewhere completely different. But you didn't fancy going anywhere else?
No. I know this city, and there's still a lot of, even though there's still a lot of areas that I've not explored, but it's just. Yeah, I thought, let me stay here. I know here, I'm familiar with here.
Yeah.
And then I can kind of just explore when I want to.
Yeah. Would you say you're a home bird?
Yes, I like to be at home.
Yeah. So you're not bothered about travelling and
No.
You sound very like Tom. He literally just said to me last night as well, he went, I'm just, me, I'm not bothered about going out anywhere. I quite like to stay at home as long as I've got all my books, which you can see here, we're constantly having to move things around and he announces and he makes this announcement to the room. He's like, I think we need to have a purge. We need to take some books to the charity shop because he keeps gaining some for his birthdays, Christmas. Maybe I'll get him a book now and again. Maybe we'll go to a charity shop and buy some books too. And it's just a constant sort of turnover of titles. And he just likes to sit in that chair right there and I have to leave him alone. I go in another room and give him some peace and quiet because, as you can imagine, I'm like chatting away at him in the morning. But so you mentioned like hip hop. Is that kind of like where you're hoping to go into then, or is it just how do you sort of collaborate with these musicians? How does it come about?
Okay, so. Hip hop for me, that's the genre that I'm kind of gravitate towards. I like making it. It's not really, I just like making it. So
and as a designer, do you kind of like look back at classic albums and love the kind of sleeves? Have you got any sort of favourites?
Oh, favourites.
Because I always thought Tribe Called Quest had some really good covers. Like Low End Theory is a beautiful cover.
I don't know about favourites. There's so many.
When we first started this, when I first started this podcast, I interviewed Malcolm Garrett and he designed lots of album sleeves in the 70s and 80s for bands like Duran Duran, Simple Minds. And then later on, Ian Anderson of the Designers Republic, he's kind of done so many things for Warp Records and Michael C. Place. It's like a forgotten kind of, it's like gone, and it's really sad how like technology's moved on. It's allowing you from a very old iPad to make these awesome tunes, but it's in my lifetime, in just like 20 years, it's kind of gone from vinyl, these like physical things that you could have in your hand, which was quite a nice thing to do, go to record shops and scout through and have a look and see what kind of gems you could find. And then now it's kind of like just this digital thing that doesn't exist. And I still freak out when I download computer games. I'm like, what? I'm not going to get a physical copy? It's like, no, you just got to wait an hour and then it's going to be on your PS4. Yeah. Are you a gamer?
I used to be. I can't lie. I used to be. I used to play a lot of FIFA when because I had the whole dream. I wanted to be a footballer. Right. That was my whole thing back in high school. Not high school, primary school.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to be a footballer, and I was really into football. And I'd get FIFA 10, FIFA 11, FIFA 12, and I kind of stopped at FIFA 12 because that's when I kind of fell out of love with football and stuff.
Oh, really?
So mostly football games I used to play. Yeah, mostly.
And who's your team, if any?
It was United, but now I couldn't care less about football.
You couldn't be bothered. Oh, that's fine then. Well, that's okay. I can sort of reveal I'm a City fan, so
okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be all right. Yeah, I think football's been a bit of a weird one this year, anyway, hasn't it? Because you just haven't been able to go, and the like crowd noise. I've got a friend who works for Man City on the digital team, and he said they were trying out lots of different crowd noise to sort of see what would work and. Coming up with all these ideas to put in the stands and things. And yeah, it was just very, very weird, bonkers. So what are you going to do now then? What's the next step? You graduated, you're making music. You know, have you got any plans, or are you kind of more of a kind of person that takes it as it comes?
Well, I need to plan. That's the thing. The next step is to plan. Like, what do I want to do? So the next step is figuring that out. Yeah.
Good. When you figure it out, can you let me know? Because
definitely, definitely.
No, as in I haven't got a clue what I'm doing next.
Okay.
I think it's just like a normal human thing. We kind of have an idea of what we want to do, but we kind of, I don't know, we just maybe take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, and see where it takes us. And you just don't know where you're going to end up. Like, you pick up an old iPad one day and then you're in a club and you can hear a track, and you're so laid back about it. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm in the club.
It's just like, I noticed that whenever I finish a piece of music, I'm like, okay, what's next? I'm not really thinking about, okay, this sounds amazing. Because I've listened to it probably for like 5 hours in a row, just whilst I'm making it. So I'm like, okay, this is finished now. What's next? You're always thinking about the next thing. That's probably a secret of successful people, I think, because you don't dwell too much. No.
You just got to keep pushing forward, keep moving forward and refining and improving and saying, okay, what's next? What can I do next? Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so were you always creative as a kid?
As a kid,
because like, if you wanted to be a footballer, how did you know that you loved, being creative?
I don't know. I always used to draw little like faces in like little A5 notepads when I was younger, and then that led to me getting like a little paint set when I was a bit older, and then I got into like painting, with watercolors and stuff like that. Yeah. And then found out about like digital software, so like Photoshop and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I started to make like little collages, or maybe I'd use like iMovie and make, I'd take like a song and then I'd take audio, not audio, like pictures, and then I'd kind of like try and tell a story with the pictures so that it matches the audio, or just little stuff like that.
So you've always been on this path then?
Yeah.
Because I always ask this question because there's always like a moment when you're a kid when you start playing around with maybe a bit of software, or drawing something on a bit of paper, and it all kind of marries up. For me, I always wrote stories, and so I ended up being a journalist, which is quite, a natural step, I guess, and just had a fascination with people. I'm quite nosy, so I'm like, tell me all about yourself. How did you get to where you are? And I really enjoy that. So it's interesting you'd say that you did these kind of, animations, I guess, really. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I've still got the video now, because it was actually part of a GCSE project. I think it was year 11. So the project title was called Fragments. So you kind of had to take elements of something and either like bring it together or break it apart so that you got like little pieces of it. So I took a song by a recording artist called Skepta. He's from London.
Yeah.
I think the song is called, what's it called? I think it's called Somebody's Everything, I think it's called. So it just like tells a story about this girl who was like suffering from abuse or something like that. And just basically saying, oh, it's going to be okay. You'll be okay. So I kind of had to tell that story with pictures, and I'll get pictures off Pinterest. I've still got the Pinterest board to this day. And I would kind of just get the audio, put it into the software, and then kind of match, take pictures and make it match the audio.
So making a music video,
Making a music video, yeah.
Is that what you do as well?
No, I don't do that as well.
Is that something you'd want to get into?
I'd definitely be up for it. I was asked this question actually probably about 3 weeks ago, when I was doing the photo shoot with Sophia Carey.
Yeah, they were great pics.
Thank you. I've got there's loads more. There's about 300.
Jay messaged me, Jahid. He said, he's probably got those photographs ready for this podcast interview. I was like, oh, I hope so. That would make me feel really special.
I was like, okay, I need some photographs, and I know I've got this coming up, so let me try and kill two birds with one stone.
She's a great photographer, isn't she?
Amazing, yeah.
I only just followed her. What was her name again?
Sophia Carey. Yeah,
right, yeah. Local Manchester photographer, specialises in portraits.
She's from London, actually.
Oh, she's from London.
Yeah,
sorry,
Croydon.
Sophie. God. That was a wrong assumption to make. So do you go down to London a lot?
I've never been.
Have you never been?
No. She we're in the same course at uni.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that's how we met.
Oh, so you're all collaborating with each other already and like lifting each other up.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Because I have like looked and delved and I thought, okay, so he knows and she knows. All right, you're all connected, and that's great because you're going into the world now at a very kind of uncertain time. I'm not putting doom and gloom on it. I started Creative Boom after the global economic recession of 2008. It was. And started this in 2009 to support other creatives who were struggling. And actually, what came out of that, difficult time was so much opportunity. There were lots of graduates who were coming out of university and they couldn't get a job. And they went freelance straight away. And those same people that I've been kind of supporting or know of are now running creative agencies with staff. In one case, he's got 50 staff. So, there was all this opportunity that came out of this time because I guess brands are looking to save money. And so they might, big agencies, they might sort of like look to the smaller kind of solutions just to sort of get them through these tough times. And that's where, as a freelance graphic designer or illustrator or, a marketing person, you can really kind of capitalize on that and not be afraid to sort of say, use me instead of a large agency because I'm going to be you're going to be my number one priority. I'm going to be at the end of the phone when you need me. I'm going to be the only person that you deal with, so the person you speak to on the phone is the person who's going to be actually doing the work. And I don't have an office or expensive outgoings. So my day rate is, reasonable. Obviously you don't want to cheapen yourself, but you can say reasonable and it works and it will be okay. Do you, have you been sort of sending your CV out? Have you got an intention to sort of become a graphic designer at a creative agency, or are you thinking perhaps freelance? Because
I'm thinking about both. Yeah. I don't think right now I should kind of put all my eggs in one basket.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, so it's just getting my CV up to date, my portfolio up to date, and an online presence as well. Yeah.
What's the mood like out there? Is it looking positive, or have you been sort of contacting anyone yet?
Not yet, but I have seen some vacancies available in certain places. If you look on LinkedIn, I'm trying to get onto LinkedIn properly. LinkedIn's the place to be. Yeah.
Definitely. I was interviewing Craig Black, and he said he'd gone through all the kind of social media and he realised that he got the most from LinkedIn.
Okay.
And he gave this tip. He said, post on Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m. and that post, whatever you put on, will keep going until the following Tuesday.
Okay, wow.
And it's just a really good way to sort of keep putting your work out there and getting in front of potential clients or employers. And it's just a really great way to stay on people's radar. So I've been doing that. And today I broke protocol and posted something at 8:30 on Monday. So I don't know. Craig's probably listening to this and he's going, no, that's Katie. What did I tell you?
And just try again next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There's all these things that are happening. Like so many different social media platforms. And the algorithms have changed so much over the last couple of years. It's difficult to sort of make a name for yourself on Instagram. And there's this great hashtag on Twitter at the moment, and I can't remember. Where's my phone? Hang on a second.
Right.
It's kind of like this growing backlash against this, that you have to have a certain number of followers to be able to sort of get noticed. And it's called, God, people are going to be shaking their heads thinking, come on, Katie, you should know this. Nobody Artists Club, or the Under 10K Gang.
Okay.
And the idea is that you share your work and you say, this is who I am. And there's another one called Portfolio Day as well, which does really well. And the idea is that you're trying to get your name out there. And I've just discovered so many amazing creatives through just those two hashtags. Because as a publisher, as somebody who runs this magazine, I'm always looking for people I can feature. And I've relied very much on people coming to me because I don't get time as much as I'd like to go out and find talent that I want to write about. That's only been really recent that I've been able to do that. I mean, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's Monday morning and we're just trying to get our heads around. I mean, I do feel like I've like lost a few social skills in the last 6 months.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's understandable. I mean, if we're in the house all the time.
Oh my God, talking to the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Like I do, like Tom's gone out today because he's got to go and see a client. And I'm like, after you've gone, I'll be like just talking to myself, walking around the house and going and doing things like, why did I come in here?
Yeah.
You know, it's an age thing, I think.
No, I talk to myself all the time.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I was telling my sister about it. I was like, do you talk to yourself? She was like, no, that's weird. I was like, "Oh." So I do it all the time, all day, every day.
Your sister's cooler than us.
Yeah.
What does your sister do?
She works in accounting.
All right, cool. An accountant, yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
Very good. So there had to be one creative, didn't there?
She is creative though. Yeah,
is she?
Yeah. So she does all sorts, like editing videos, graphic design, all sorts.
Oh, amazing. So she inspired you a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
To say so, yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So, like, if you've grown up in Manchester and you've been here your whole life, you must have just such an amazing network of family and friends. This must just be so home to you. I mean, Manchester's a great city, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, things are sort of changing. We don't know whether there's going to be a vaccine. We don't know whether we're going to be able to go back into the workplace. Have you been quite comfortable going out there and doing things, or are you kind of being quite conservative and staying at home? And
I think that I've kind of developed a balance. So I kind of only really need to go places if it's essential.
Yeah.
So like if it's to like the city centre or somewhere. Sometimes I'll be like, do I really need to go that far? Do I really need to travel? So I kind of just do stuff if I really, really have to, you know? Yeah. But if not, then I'll stay at home.
Yeah, definitely. Because like you were one of the speakers just before we were told to go into lockdown, and actually Jay didn't think Speak Up was going to happen in Manchester.
Okay, yeah, he said,
you were one of the presenters. You kind of gave a talk.
Yeah.
I mean, how did that feel? That was your first?
First ever, yeah. Oh. Wow, honestly, like the week before, I couldn't actually sleep. I was so nervous because I was used to doing presentations before. Like I'd have to do them on my course, you know. It was like a mandatory element. So I had to do them before, but because I knew that this time I'd have to do it by myself and it's something that's like personal to me. So I'm like, okay, I've got to kind of be vulnerable right now in front of people that I don't know.
Scary.
Yeah, and tell them about myself. And I'm thinking, do they even care? Like, why would they care about me and what I've got going on over here? So yeah, it was definitely scary. Like I was definitely scared. I'm not going to lie. I'll tell anyone that. Yeah, definitely.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I get up and do a talk, and it rarely happens these days because I'll avoid them as much as possible. Yeah, you look around at the room and you're just kind of like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But you'll find a friendly face, won't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And you'll focus in on them and you calm down after about 2 or 3 minutes. It's amazing. You get into the flow of it and you really enjoy it. And really, you're talking about a subject that you're really comfortable with because you're talking about your work and your experience. Yeah. And what was the kind of focus of your talk? Because sadly, I couldn't make it that day.
So it's basically just kind of like a timeline of events from when I first started to create music up until now, and like what I've got coming in the future, kind of. And the stuff that I've coming in the future have already like happened. Some of the stuff have already happened. Yeah. Over the last couple of months. So yeah, it was just like a whole timeline. And okay, like this is where I started. Here's like the middle when I wanted to quit, and then like here I am now. Yeah. Yeah, because you do that's you mentioned quitting. Like we do get those moments, don't we, when we're kind of like, oh, like, you know, with this podcast, I'm like, is it any good? Or is anybody listening? And you just think, oh God, I don't want to do this anymore. And how do you get over that? Because how did I get over that? I had to write a letter to myself. So it was like kind of like a, you know, when you kind of write a letter to your future self. Yeah. But I didn't come up with that idea on my own. I was watching a video by a YouTuber that I follow. I've been following him for like the last couple of years. His name's Curtis King. And he just basically, I think it was him. Yeah, it was him. So he basically said, okay, Write down all the things that you enjoy about music. How does it make you feel? Why do you like to make it? Those type of things. So write that down on a piece of paper, give it a date, give it a title. And then whenever you kind of get an element of doubt, just refer back to this letter, and then you should be okay. It should be enough to keep you going. Yeah,
that's a really good bit of advice.
Yeah,
I'm going to do that. I really am, because we all have those moments, don't we, where we really doubt ourselves. Do you have those moments when you kind of like just fall into this big dark hole and you're kind of, oh my God, I'm just rubbish. Nobody likes me. What am I doing? Why am I wasting my time? But you'll just pick up this letter and read it and remind yourself.
Yeah. I actually posted it on Instagram. It's there now if you want to go and see it.
Oh, amazing. I will. Yeah. What kind of like highlights are on there? Is it just really sort of simple, like, you're doing really well and don't be so hard on yourself?
I think I actually described the feeling of actually creating a piece of music. So it's kind of something like, okay, when I combine this sound with this sound, like I remember shouting around the room and just being like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh. Yeah. So it's just kind of more so the feeling of being in that moment. Yeah.
It's like sheer joy.
Yeah, not thinking about anything else, just what's happening right now. Yeah.
So I have a feeling you're not going to sort of go into graphic design. I feel like you're going to sort of move towards music more. But like, again, it's about not putting your eggs all in one basket, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like in the middle right now. And I kind of just use both elements, in each field.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bring them together. Yeah.
And you mentioned that kind of like joyful moment when it sort of all comes together. I think we can relate to that with anything that we do, whether it's writing an article for a newspaper, or in your case, maybe like designing a logo. It just feels like everything just comes together in this amazing moment, and you're just like, oh, finally.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I've really struggled this year. Like I've found moments where I'm like, this is not working.
Okay.
And my husband, who I work with, and obviously we live together, and he said just go and have a walk, go out for some fresh air, and then you'll come back and it'll work. And it's so funny, even now at my age, you kind of forget these little life lessons, these little pearls of wisdom, where you're like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? I'll just go for some fresh air and it'll come to me, or I'll go out on my bike, or I'll listen to some music and dance around the living room or whatever, and it comes to you, and you're like, do you find yourself running to your kind of, what do you use now? What equipment do you use for your music?
So I use my laptop, got the software on it, which is called FL Studio.
Very nice.
Some cheap headphones and a cheap set of speakers, which I actually put on top of a sponge to kind of absorb the sound.
Yeah.
And I bought the sponge from Poundland.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I just use that to kind of absorb the sound. So it kind of elevates it off the desk a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just a very cheap little setup. Yeah.
That's amazing, because I suppose back in the day, it was very expensive to make music, and now it's accessible to everyone, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Very briefly, in between graduation and finding my first job in radio, I worked for a company in my hometown called Music Control.
Okay.
And they specialised in sourcing analogue keyboards, vintage keyboards.
Nice.
Loads of really cool, like, you'll know of the brands, I've forgotten now. Was it Moog? There was things like that. And we would source them for people who were quite famous, actually.
Wow.
I remember talking to Radiohead on the phone, and Jamiroquai, and who else? There were so many people. Oh, and one day I was there. This is when I smoked. I was very bad. I was outside having a cigarette, and Bonehead from Oasis turned up in his, it was like a kind of, sorry, Bonehead, really horrible brown Bentley.
Okay, wow.
And just to pick up a kind of, I think it was like a drum kit synthesizer or something. Right. And so that was a really surreal little kind of part-time job that I did for a while. But I got an insight into the music that, some of the bits of kit that these amazing musicians were using for their, to make their sounds. But that was like 20 years ago. Yeah. Probably longer, actually. And now you can just make it on your laptop. It's just incredible. What tips would you give for people who are like hoping to do their own music? What can they get started on? Is there a kind of some nice sort of entry level? So
what I would recommend is don't underestimate the value of using like demo plugins or free plugins. So even up until this day, like I still use a lot of free sounds. So don't look at them and think, oh no, they won't be any good. I need like the really expensive stuff. Just start with what you can afford.
Yeah.
Be humble, you know, don't think that, oh, I'm too good for these little cheap plugins. Like you're not, like honestly, you're not. Like I still use stuff, cheap stuff to this day, free stuff to this day. So yeah, just use what you can get your hands on, whatever you can get your hands on.
Yeah, because there is a little bit of snobbery, isn't there, with music?
Yeah.
That's always been the case.
Yeah, the people are like, oh no, I need like this £500 sound bank. I was like, you don't. Just use the free sounds here that you have, and then combine the free sounds with maybe some expensive sounds, and then you've got like something decent, you know.
Yeah, it's not about the actual, you know, those actual samples. It's about what you do with them.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
And what did your sister think of all this music that you were producing?
She loves it. Like I always like send it to her, or I'll be like, oh, can I play you what I made recently? And she's like, yeah, go on then. Yeah. So I made a remix a couple of weeks ago, and she said that was like the most favorite thing that I've made, you know, over the last couple of years. Yeah. So
sounds like you're closer to your sister than you are to your younger brothers.
Yeah, because they live with my dad.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I don't see them as much, but yeah, me and my sister, we speak all the time.
That's great. And your dad lives in Manchester as well.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, that's great. And you can just be near to your family, because I really envy people who've got all their family in one place, because we don't have that. They're all over. So it's one of those things. Do you watch television, or do you just kind of like stream stuff?
I have like a bit of a balance.
Yeah.
Bit of a balance. Yeah. So when I'm watching TV, it's mostly like Family Guy. I love Family Guy.
Oh my God, I love Family Guy.
Yeah, I've been watching it since...
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, I've been watching it since high school.
Yeah. Can you do any impressions of any of the characters? Because I can. I can do a really good Pete. Okay, you have to close your eyes though and really imagine. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Hi, Loris. Damn you, foul woman.
Oh yes, do it.
That's about it though.
Like, I didn't realise until like years later that Stewie's actually, like, his voice is a British voice.
Yeah.
And everyone else is American.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It took me years to realise.
Yeah. And it's I think it's about, what's the name of the guy that does all the Seth, what's his name?
Seth MacFarlane.
That's it.
MacFarlane, yeah.
And he does like about 3 or 4 of the voices. He's just so talented.
He does Peter's voice, I think.
Yeah.
I think he does Brian's as well.
Brian, yeah.
I think he does Joe's as well.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just good fun, isn't it? Sometimes you just need to watch something that doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah, I love
it. Just takes your mind off. So I think without like giving you any more pain and suffering with my kind of cartoon impressions, I think that's a nice sort of opportunity to wrap this up and say thank you so much for coming to my house and chatting about your career so far.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening. This is the Creative Boom podcast, and I'm your host, Katie Cowan. That's it for season 1. We're done. It's over. It's really sad to be saying goodbye to you for a little while, but we will be back. And if you watch this space on Creative Boom, announcements will be made regarding season 2 soon. In the meantime, if you've not listened to all the episodes, you can go to creativeboom.com/podcast to catch up, and you can subscribe via that link. In the meantime, take care, have a great summer, and we'll see you very soon.